Meg McCarthy from CherryPicks. I'm here at the 2024 Sundance Film Festival with the amazing team from Handling the Undead. Hello, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Sundance. How are we feeling?
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. We're excited.
Yes.
We're so happy and relieved.
Yeah.
The screening was we were so nervous.
Yes, too nervous.
And it was like the group of people was in unison, like because it takes a little bit from you watching the movie. It's like very, very meditative.
Yes.
But everyone was so concentrated. It was so fantastic being in that room.
Oh, that's lovely.
Great audience.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And they were laughing, and
They were
I've never,
laughing.
and I've never seen it with a lot of people. You know, only like 10 people, so no one laughs. So I didn't know that people would be laughing, but that was really good.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Very good screening.
Good.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to hear. The film is so poignant. It's so powerful. It definitely left me gutted, as I was telling you before, which I think the best stories should do. I interpret it the undead as kind of physical representations of grief themselves, almost unsettling, unnerving, unresolved. Thea, what inspired you to utilize this kind of supernatural component to really humanize the allegory of grief?
I mean, it all comes from the book of John Ajvide Lindqvist, and he is using stories like exactly the way I like it. How it's kind of like magical realism, actually, but in like with the horror atmosphere instead. And it's never resolved or explained or anything. So for me, just reading that book was a big experience, and just as you said, like how the undead are really like a visual representation of the grief, and kind of forces the characters to meet their grief in a different way. Yeah,
absolutely. I just got chills when you said that. Meet your grief in a different way. It's like so profound, I think. Renate, you play Anna, who recently lost her young. You do. I don't know if you knew that, but who recently lost her young son and goes through quite the emotional roller coaster ride. When we first meet her, she felt almost childlike to me, like removed and restless. And then once her son returns, she becomes present and alert. It's like it was like a switch that was buried, that was dying to be turned back on. Can you?
Yeah. The last thing you said was so good and on point. And this, what you're saying, that's why I'm like,
yeah.
Well,
You're like, yeah. She got it.
I got it. I know. Can you please just elaborate on that duality and playing that, and working with Thea to sort of find that?
Yeah, but that's exactly it. What you said. It's first, she's very held in her grief. She's not able to be in contact with her emotion or her surroundings, and being able to get another chance to meet her child, but in a different state. He's not alive, but he's not dead. So that kind of forces her to go through, which is the only thing we really can do with her emotion, is go through. And that's such a profound struggle, and very, it's, I think everyone at some point will go through that. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was a stunning performance. It's so true. We try to go around everything, and it just...
And sometimes we don't even choose to. Sometimes it's hidden from ourselves, even if we don't want it to. And I think that's what happened to online. And we have this scene where I was supposed to be very held, seeing him for the first time. It was supposed to be very controlled, but I didn't want to see the boy before I came into the room the first time, so they kind of hid him from me. And so that is my very sincere reaction to seeing, but of course a child in that state that will just like punch you in the stomach.
It's emotional.
Yeah.
And then to add the layer of it's her child.
But it was really a mistake by me.
No, it was good. Yeah. It was what we needed. But also, no, I think it was nice because then it just came instead of you like forcing it, because it was like said that you had to do it in the scene or.
But that's like leading me to your last part of your question. Working with Thea is you're very free, so you plan stuff, and of course we talk about all these things and all how to do the scene, but whatever comes up is welcomed, and it feels very safe and free to be.
Oh, that's the
100%.
best. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Sounds really
That
nice.
was a new answer.
I don't know if I know this, but have the two of you worked together before? Is this the first time? And
It's the first time.
yeah,
But we're friends
Yes.
from before, so
oh, lovely,
Yes.
lovely.
Oslo is very small.
Yeah.
I've been to Bergen, but I haven't.
It's a bit bigger than Bergen,
Yeah.
but not too much. Yeah.
I think you were kind of saying this earlier, but like all brilliant stories, the endings it's kind of left to the audience to interpret. And but I did feel at the end kind of a sense, or at least for me, a permission to like not judge or feel ashamed for when or how we grieve. Which kind of what you were saying as well. It's like sometimes we don't choose to go around it. And sometimes maybe it's because we don't feel like safe enough to go through it. Was this experience working on this film, was it healing? Was it reflective? Like, would you mind expanding on that a little bit?
I mean, it's been reflecting, and I've been constantly exposed to death for a long time now, working with this film. I mean, we did a lot of research on like dead people, how they would look, and talked to like pathologists and looked at a lot of images and all that. So I feel maybe like a little bit like oh, death, or like, you know, like it doesn't hit so hard. So I don't know, I feel like I'm like a bit more open to that, but I don't know if it's true or not, or if it's just like, or what do you say, like ja, eller sånn der at det liksom er helt det er greit for meg.
No,
Sorry,
please, please.
I'm just
Not
looking
like
for a
comfortable,
word,
but like at like more like not as afraid, or like knowing that it's knowing that it's a part of life, and more accepting.
More accepting.
Accepting, yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I think.
Or reconciled.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if it's true or not, but maybe.
No,
So, but I mean, like, I think it's important also because all these feelings are emotions that everyone has to go through sooner or later, and also death is like the most universal thing in like throughout the whole planet and
also
every being.
We hide it away. We hide away aging. We hide away dying
And grief.
And anything reminding us of that. So it's maybe it's been like a really good thing to expose yourself so much to it.
And also like to talk to people that I know that have suffered a lot of grief, and also then realizing that people actually like to talk about it because we're afraid to ask, and we're afraid to touch upon it. And it's been a good experience for me.
No, I think that's beautiful. It is, it's true. It's like whenever someone goes through grief or trauma, it's like it's very hard to say, how do I approach? And then sometimes then you don't at all, and then
it's really hard.
You want to be respectful, but you also want to be there. So it's like that balance of that. Yeah, absolutely. I also found it was so fascinating too that, as we were kind of saying, you know, we're so kind of afraid of death, we're afraid of aging, all of this, but the young boy in the film, he's like the most accepting of death, kind of with his rabbit in a sense. And which felt really beautiful, and kind of like he's been untainted by yet of like our society of being afraid so much. And that was a beautiful moment. But wow, you ladies are lovely. Thank you so much for your beautiful film. And I can't wait for the world to see it and to have more of these kind of conversations. And thank you, and enjoy the festival.
Thank you so much.
Very nice interview.
Yes.